All right. Sorry about that break. Phone was ringing, phone call. Bowling shoes usually run the same size as your regular shoes, so ask for actual shoe size to start. We get most people at my center ask that. We usually our ladies run about a half size bigger, so that we usually tell them to go about a half size down, which they do, and it usually fits. The biggest size we have in men's shoes is 18s. The biggest we have in women's is 11. Next thing is sharing shoes the safe and sanitary way. When you bowl, you're literally walking around in someone else's shoes. Bowling center sprays shoes with a disinfectant spray after each use. So my center, we use Lysol, which works. The next thing is choosing a house ball. A house ball is a bowling ball found on the racks at the center. So most centers will have house balls that they bought that are put out for everybody to use from weights from 8 pound, from 6 pounds up to like 15. Or you have it to like the Center Bowl on Thursday, Sunshine Lanes. They have it to where people just take their own bowling balls, set them on the racks that they don't want anymore, and that'll be their house balls. So you got to make sure that you want to have like the nice nice comfortable feel with grip and everything for your fingers and your thumb, and you don't want to have it to where when you're bowling your hand hurts. Next thing is not too heavy, not too light. Finding a ball that fits just right. So what it means by that is you don't want to find a ball that's going to make your arm tired, and you don't want to have it to where where you have a roll light ball to where you're whipping it down the lane and causing damages to the bowling center property. Next thing is do the best with what you can with what you can, accepting that your ball isn't perfect. So we do have where most our main thing is mainly like people that come in when they got like bigger thumbs and they can't fit the thumb holes of the 15s. Um, we do have a ball back behind that has bigger fingers for them. We do that way they can still bowl with their family and they don't have to struggle every time when they're bowling. It has the remember down in here for that. It says the finger holes are too big. It says if the finger holes are too big, your hand may tire from squeezing the ball so it doesn't slip off of your hand. The finger holes are too small. You shouldn't have to jam your fingers into the holes for the grip, which is a good point. The finger span is too far apart, which you don't want to stretch out your hand. If you're stretching your fingers, that can really hurt. Anyway, hurting out. If it's too small, you feel like you're like this, and you can't throw the ball right. And if the ball, like it says here, if the ball is too heavy, it'll be uncomfortable. And if it's too light, you'll just be whipping it down the lane. Next thing is watch yourself, minding bowling manners and safety. Mother always says to mind your manners, but out in public, that goes for the bowling center too. Bowling is fun, but like any sport, it has its rules. Some are just common courtesy, others are designed for safety of all bowlers and the people around them. The next sections fill you in on the basics of both. Being a courteous bowler. It says give the right of way, just like you would if you were driving. When you're driving and you come to a stop sign, the driver to the right of you has the right of way. Bowlers practice the same concept. If the bowler to the right of you is ready to step up and take his or her shot, he or she has the right of way. Note, respectful bowlers also grant the same courtesy to the bowlers to their left. Next is wait your turn off the approach when a bowler to either side of you steps up. So we've had it to where most people don't know the lane courtesy, but also when you're waiting for your ball to come back, make sure you please step off the approach. That way people know that you're not, that way they don't have to wait any longer to go. Be ready for your turn to bowl. Because bowling is a social activity, you may be busy chatting with friends. That's perfectly fine and encouraged. But you still need to know when it's your time to bowl. So we have sometimes where leagues where people are still chatting or they're taking forever somewhere and we're waiting for them to take their turn. Um, Most tournaments I know I've been to, if you're not up for your turn, if you're taking too long for your turn, they will give you 0 for that frame. Open bowling, it don't matter, but league bowling and tournament bowling, it does matter. So you want to make sure that you're up for your turn. That way you don't get that 0. Always stay beyond the foul line in your own lane. Don't walk over the foul line to try and get a better shot or try to retrieve anything that has gone over it. So the foul lines are always on for tournaments and league. You want to make sure you don't cross that line, because if you do, it just gives you a 0 for that shot and puts like an F up on the screen. We've had people ask us that before, and we've explained it to them, and then they were fine with it. Bowl in a timely fashion. Some bowlers stand on the approach for much longer than necessary. Complete your turn in a timely fashion and don't hold up the other bowlers. I've seen this plenty of times. So the professional bowlers tour has it to where they literally have a shot clock to where as soon as you pick up your bowling ball, you have that certain amount of I think it's 25 seconds to go do what you need, set yourself, and throw your ball, and when you pick it up to when it releases your hand. Stay seated when it's your turn. Most people will walk around. Most people will stand there in your way and you can't see. If you're able to sit down during open bowling, league, or tournament, please sit down so everybody else can see what everybody else is doing. Say please and thank you. You always want to be courteous when you're bowling. You always want to be a good sportsman, slap the other team's hands, stuff like that. Be encouraging and everything. Ask before using someone else's bowling ball or other equipment. Now, most people will say, "Ooh, that ball's nice. Can I try it?" If they ask you politely and you want them and you allow them to do it, that's fine. Most people don't allow it. Or you get to where what my one buddy did in summer league last year or 2 years ago, said, "Hey, here, nothing else is working. Try this." It's a ball that he had re-drilled. Didn't even throw it yet, and I went and shot 300 with it. Ever since then, I'm not allowed to touch anything he's had drilled up or thrown or hasn't. I'm not allowed to touch anything he hasn't thrown yet. And also watch your language. Like, if you're bowling league or tournament and there's little kids around, make sure you use appropriate language. Now, if you're going to tell jokes and stuff like that, make sure the kids can't hear it. But you also want to make sure that you're not making people discouraged or anything like that. And also it says be a good sport. Like, if you win a match, don't be cocky about it. If you lose, don't get all pissed off. Just shake it off. Go and bowl another day, fight another day, try and win. And you always want to be courteous to the other team, tell them good luck and stuff like that. Here's one that I can't strain the most. It says respect the equipment. We have people that hit our tables, our ball returns, the keyboards, and that kind of stuff. We've had people break our ball return hoods because they get so pissed off that they feel like they need to punch through the top, on tops of them, and break them. So if you go to a bowling center, make sure you respect their equipment. I had it over the weekend to where I almost had to kick somebody out because they kept on hitting our sweeps during our lightning bowl. Make sure you return the bowling shoes and ball when you're done. We try to strain this so much to where we have people return the shoes. People do return the shoes. Most of the time they don't return the house balls. That's fine. It's our job to put them away, stuff like that. You don't have to return them. Okay, next thing is keeping it safe. It says, bowlers get injured all the time simply because they aren't watching what they are doing or because they're goofing off. Follow these rules and you'll be a safe bowler. So it has use common sense, which means if you're in a bowling center, do not goof off with the bowling balls or anything like that. We had it years and years ago, way before COVID, to where guys were done league and they decided, well, I'm going to throw a 16-pounder back to the other guy to put away. Well, it slipped through his hands and it landed on his foot and broke his foot. Number one says walk, don't run, especially if you're holding a bowling ball. If you trip while running with a ball, you will fall and injure yourself or someone else. That's true. We always are yelling at kids to walk in the bowling center, not run in the bowling center. Wait until your ball emerges from the ball return before grabbing it. You can. So we do have signs of it says please do not stick your hand in the ball return. That they can be injured because if you stick your hand in, the ball comes up, it can crush your hand. the bones, and everything. Avoid swinging the bowling ball in common areas off the lane. So, like baseball players, they get practice swings when they're up on deck. But for bowling, you gotta watch where you're swinging the ball if you're trying to loosen up your arm with your bowling ball before league. You gotta make sure you watch that so you don't run into anybody. Use the appropriate equipment. It says equipment that's too big or too small can cause you to fall and drop the ball or loft it onto the other lane or approach and hit someone. Next thing says watch your children. It says don't let young children roam on their own, kick or play with the equipment. So most people when they bring their kids to the center, they just give them money and send them back to the arcade, which keeps them busy and keeps them out of the way of other bowlers. Make sure your area is clean and keep it clean. So most places, so when you're bowling if you're open bowling or league bowling or anything like that, I do ask that you please throw away your trash. That way, it's not as big of a mess for the employees to clean it up. Also, if you have any spills or anything, make sure you tell the front counter or the control desk that you have a spill so they can send somebody down to clean it up. That is it for chapter 3 of Bowling for Dummies. Next week, we'll have chapter 4, Buying Your Own Ball, Shoes, and Accessories. That chapter, I will be going through and reading, do what I did for this chapter, giving my opinions and stuff like that. So for these now, I'm going to go to the chapters, read some of the stuff in the book, some of the stuff I'll read what it says, and then I'll give my opinion. So I have Tuesday Night League tonight. I will see you all next week for Bowling for Dummies. Remember, be courteous bowler. Make sure you do good. Make sure you do good on the lanes. Be respectful to the other teams. And remember, always have equipment that works for you. If anybody's bowling league tonight or anything like that, good luck to you. League this week or any tournaments this weekend, good luck to them, everybody else. And if you watch my YouTube channel and you bowl at my center tonight, you'll see me tonight. Good day, everybody. Have a peaceful week.